I will speak to Minister of Defense and the Attorney General to seek advice on protections for our Coast Guard, to use deadly force on any unidentified vessel entering TT waters from Venezuela, smuggling military able-bodied men and women. TNT is off limits to them.
Was she wrong? Was the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago wrong for using such strong words at the possibility of Venezuelan special forces going into Trinidad and Tobago to go after people who they perceive as enemy of the states of Venezuela? Let's talk about it. Okay, so the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Processor, set the internet on fire going into the weekend when she made mention in a press conference that, look, she gave orders to the Special Forces of Trinidad and Tobago, the Navy, that if any vessel from Venezuela come into Trinidadian waters, that they will be met with deadly force. And the internet went on fire. And this is one of the things that I talk about when I talk about the danger of tribal politics, the danger of being like divided based on like the color of your party, the name of your party, whatever it is. This is the danger that I'm talking about playing out right in front of our eyes. So let's break it down. So how did this start? So apparently we don't know if anything happened before this. But from what the public, what we have heard in the public is that the military, the head of the military in Venezuela sent out a warning that, look, they have gang members, that they have information that they are in Trinidad and Tobago, and they are trying to destabilize the government of Venezuela. And following that, the leader of the army in Venezuela stated that, look, they feel like they have the right to go into Trinidad and Tobago and to remove these men or women from these gangs in Trinidad and Tobago. So that is where it started. And the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago responded, and that pretty much, look, we are a sovereign state, we're a sovereign country, and you can't just walk up in here and do as you like. Was that wrong? Was it wrong for the Prime Minister to say that? And the Prime Minister, the job of the Prime Minister, one of the main job is to protect the citizens of her country. And the irony with this is that for the end of last year, 2024, heading into this year, 2025, January, we heard Donald Trump talking about gang members from the Trinidad and Tobago gang in Venezuela and talking about Venezuela emptying out their prisons and sending them to America and stuff like that. And people went on about this thing that Donald Trump was like losing his mind and stuff like that. And Venezuela was pretty much saying the same thing. Like there's no gang members there. We didn't send any gang members to America. Like they're not our people. We saw Donald Trump went in office and Donald Trump decided that they are going to deport any gang member they caught from that gang, send them back to Venezuela. And the Venezuelan government refused to take them back. So how is it now in 2025, the same Venezuelan government is going to say that, look, we have words, information that those same members of that same gang, the Trinidad and Tobago gang or whatever their name is, they are in Trinidad and Tobago and they are trying to destabilize the government of Venezuela. How is that possible? And why is it that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago coming under fire for trying to protect a sovereign nation in Trinidad and Tobago for using the strongest words possible? I don't know. What do people expect? Like someone say to you like, look, we're coming into your house and we're going to get our people. We're coming on your territory and we're going to come and get these people. What is the Prime Minister to do? Should the Prime Minister say, oh, like our doors are open to you at any time. You're welcome to come in and take those people. Was that the answer that people were looking for? I don't understand. And we're going to talk about the former Prime Minister also, Dr. Keith Rowley, that his respond to what is going on. And I'm not sure why the former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago he should be in retirement. Why is he saying anything at this point? So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Do you think that the Prime Minister, do you think that Kamla Processor went too far in those strong words that she used? Can you imagine the military of Venezuela like saying to any other country that, look, we have information that there are people in your country that we want and we're coming in to get them? Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts.
Prime Minister Kamla Processor has sent a strong message to Venezuelan authorities, warning that any unauthorized incursion into Trinidad and Tobago's territory will be treated as a serious national security threat. But the Venezuelan government fired back, warning the Prime Minister of her tone and advising her to use diplomatic channels to avoid tension. Reporter Kimberly Mitchell has more in this report.
Speaking at a post-cabinet media briefing on Thursday evening, the Prime Minister responded to recent remarks by senior Venezuelan officials, including Interior Minister Remigio Ceballos, who suggested that Venezuelan agents may pursue individuals they accuse of de-establishing their country, even beyond their borders.
Where he vowed to pursue anyone attempting to destabilize Venezuela, and I quote his words, as reported. There must be justice. We are going we are going after the gangs wherever they are. I repeat, there must be justice. We are going after the gangs wherever they are. Today I want to make it very clear to the Venezuelan government and officials that they can do whatever they want on Venezuelan territory, but they cannot come here. TNT territory is off limits to them. If Mr. Cabello's comments are a veiled threat to enter TNT territory, they should reconsider any such intention. The fact is that as a responsible government, we have to take all threats against any incursion into our territory seriously. I will speak to Minister of Defense and the Attorney General to seek advice on protections for our Coast Guard, to use deadly force on any unidentified vessel entering TT waters from Venezuela, smuggling military able-bodied men and women. TNT is off limits to them.
So let's talk about former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and a statement that he released via the Guardian, Trinidad Guardian News. Let's take a look at what he said, and is that appropriate for a retired Prime Minister of the opposition party to come out in this strong way to talk about what is going on with the current leadership? Okay, so let's take a look at this headline from the Trinidad Guardian News that stated that former Prime Minister Rowley described PM's deadly force statement as madness. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has described as madness and powerful stupid Prime Minister Kamla Processor calls for Coast Guard to use deadly force against any unidentified vessels entering Trinidad and Tobago from Venezuela. Okay, so that was a statement from former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. And what are my thoughts on that? Like, I believe that that statement in The Guardian was inappropriate, extremely disrespectful in so many ways, because Dr. Keith Rowley was the Prime Minister for the past 9 to 10 years. He was managing the country of Trinidad and Tobago. And he decided that it's time to hang up his boots. He's in retirement. He's in his 70s now. He's in retirement. Why is he coming out to make this statement against the party, the UNC party? And to me, first of all, I personally don't have a problem with what the Prime Minister said. The Prime Minister would be seen as the commander-in-chief in this case, would be standing firm to defend the sovereignty of Trinidad and Tobago. And as I said, like, if someone threatens you that they're coming into your house to remove someone or something from your house, and they're not asking, they're telling you, I will come into your country and remove these people. That is disrespectful for the Venezuelan government to do that. And for the former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, in retirement, to overstep, not only is he overstepping and disrespecting the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister, That is very disrespectful. The strong words that he's using, like madness and all of that. That is very disrespectful. But also, it is also disrespectful that his own party, the PNM government, who they're trying to move on from him and to rebuild that party, and for him to release a statement that would overstep the PNM party. The PNM party as the opposition with Penelope Beckles. Penelope Beckles is the one that should be out releasing a statement if she agrees or does not agree with what the current prime minister is doing or that statement. She's the one that's supposed to come out and as an opposition, not a retired prime minister. So I believe that this is very disrespectful. And for the same person, Dr. Rowley, that from what I'm seeing, pretty much like destroy his own party. Like the nomination for the leadership for the party moving forward and for Penelope Beckles to be the opposition leader. We did not see Dr. Keith Rowley coming out by her side, endorsing her, standing with her. And from what I'm hearing, that there's a split in the party because of what he did. So for him to now come out and overstep what the opposition should be really doing and putting out a statement like this is dangerous and this is not good. And this is the thing I warn about tribal politics. There are certain things you cannot oppose everything. You cannot oppose everything. As an opposition, there are certain things that you have to stand with the governing party and to let outside people know that, look, yes, I'm the opposition party, but what the prime minister said, I'm standing with her. Trinidad and Tobago is an independent nation. Trinidad and Tobago is the first republic in the British Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago is a sovereign state. For any country, any one government outside of Trinidad to release a statement that we will come and into your country and get people that we want with or without your help, that is disrespectful. And I believe that this was a missed opportunity for the PNM to stand with the UNC government and say, look, we're not going to allow Venezuela to come inside our country and to do this. And for the former prime minister to overstep the leadership of the current PNM to do that, that was very disrespectful. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts about this. Do you believe that the statement from the Prime Minister, Kamla Processor, was it too harsh for her to say like, look, if you come into our water, we are going to use deadly forces? Sound off in the comment section and let me know. Do you think that that was too harsh? And also, do you think that the former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, do you think that he had any right to insert his opinion into this conversation, even though he's no longer the Prime Minister, he's no longer the opposition, he's in retirement? Do you think it was disrespectful for him to insert himself into this conversation and to address the Prime Minister in this way? Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.